me, like, listen, you know, we're gonna sit down and this is this catalog and you get to pick your career. And I'm like, sweet, it's like shopping. I'm just gonna flip through it and pick out how I'm gonna spend the rest of my life. Problem is that mine wasn't in there. So after my junior year, I came home from college and my parents were making me get a job. I was 23, it's time to get a job. Really didn't want to, I just kind of wanted to eat Cheetos and hang out with my friends and not do anything. And I happened to go to get my hair cut. And I was sitting in the chair and my stylist's name was Kelly and she said, how's your summer? And I said, it sucks, my parents are making me get a job. And she said, well, we're hiring here. Right, but here's the problem. I didn't look like this then. I was Jenny the job. I had long, straight brown hair. I had one giant eyebrow until I was 24. That I now refer to as my disconnected fringe. Because it was. My mom's like, you're like Brooke Shields. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm like Bert's twin sister. That's who I am. And so I'm sitting in the chair. Oh, and by the way, let me tell you about my fashion. This was awesome. I wore wind pantsuits. Like an entire closet of wind pantsuits. They're awesome because they only come in primary colors and everybody looks great in a great like primary blue. And the thing about right? So anyway, like, but the cool thing about those outfits is they all come with like sound effects built right now. Oh, but it gets better because I would match that ensemble with a matching scrunchie or banana clip. Super hot. Oh, chapstick and mascara, little slutty. So now you got the hair, the makeup, and the wardrobe. You guys just take it in. So I'm sitting in the chair and Kelly says to me, hey, listen, we're hiring. And I'm looking at that. And I'm looking around the salon and everybody looks like you. And I'm like, no way. Like, one of these things is not one of the others. Like, this is not going to fit for me. But I didn't realize that the second you get a job at a salon, you get a complimentary makeover, whether you like it or not. Right. When you and I are in the interview, like, or in a new salon, the whole rest of the team is, like, circling it like sharp. Girl gonna get 2 eyebrows today. That's a life-changing day for her. Yeah, so I got 2 eyebrows, which was like the most amazing thing ever. But the thing that happened to me was on the first day I got the makeover, it was really fun. And on the second day, though, I like saw you for the first time. Like, really saw you. And see, what you and I all have in common in this room is the whisper. Yeah. See, each and every one of us at some point in our life heard the whisper that these freaks are your people. Right. You belong with them. Thank you. And I remember how difficult it was because I had to like let everyone know the good news. Like my parents. That went over great. And I came home and I'm like, guess what? I know exactly what I want to be. And my dad was like, what? And I said, a glitz girl. Now when you're from Southeast Detroit, you come home and tell your dad you want to be a glitz girl? Not good. My dad didn't know what it was. He just said, you're not doing that. Now my mother, because she spent a lot of money at that salon, was like, please, yes, work there, because then I get free hair forever. Right. But there was something that happened inside. That whisper that you and I all heard, we didn't hear it with our ears. We heard it with our souls. See, you're never going to get out of this. You will never get out. Who's been doing it 10 years or longer? Right. You're not going back to school, ding-a-ling. This is it. The other cool thing about it is this. The very second that you were born, like the very second that you like came into the world, there's a purpose that popped up right next to you just for you. That nobody else can fill. Nobody can think like you. Nobody can create like you. No one can love like you. No one can be you. So for the love of God, live the unedited, full version of you.
Yes.
Let it out.
Yes.
Because you're never too loud. You're never too much. He's an idiot. You're perfect just the way you are. And see, we have a tendency to be so critical of ourselves and think that we're not doing the right thing. But if you listen to the whisper of your soul and you hear it, and then you just do the right thing. And what I'm talking about is living your purpose. Because when you live your purpose, you leave a legacy for every single person you touch.
Yes.
Literally. And each and every one of you has a specific role just for you. That nobody can tell you how to do it. No one can tell you why you should do it. No one can tell you you can't or you won't. You gotta tap in, because that's where the magic lives. That's where the magic lives. See, everybody in the room's got a gap in their life right now. Yeah. And the gaps that I'm talking about, guys, is the gap from where you are today, where you wish you were today. And it could be a gap in your personal life, where you are today in your personal life, and where you wish you were in your personal life. It could be in your professional life, where you are today, where you wish you were today. But every single person, all of us in the room have a gap. Yeah. Now somebody in the room, your life is going good. You got baby gap. Yeah. And it's not going to take much to close that gap. Just a little, and you got it. Yeah. And then there's probably somebody else in the room that you got a weirdo gap. Yeah, you got a weirdo gap. Let me show you what a weirdo gap looks like. You get that gap closed, you change your behavior, you get inspired, like coming here, right? And then your behavior changes, so you start to close the gap, and then all of a sudden you fall back on your old bad behavior and it opens back up again. And then you close it, and then it opens back up, and then it close it, and then you open it back up, and you live your whole life like that. And then there might be somebody in the room that your gap today was the size that mine was. Yeah, on the day that my life changed. Because see, here's what I know. I do this all over the world. And every time you and I get together, it doesn't matter if I'm in LA, New York, or Sioux Falls, Iowa, which I'm never going back to. I'm not doing that. Somebody's life in the room is going to change. Today, somebody's life is going to change. Somebody's going to leave this experience, and you're never going to be the same. You're never going to look at yourself the same. You're never going to look at what you do for a living for the same. You're never going to look at it the same. And you guys, I mean this with everything I have inside me. I hope today it's you. I hope today is a changing day in the rest of your life.
Yes, Jesus.
And I'll never forget the day it happened to me when I met my mentor. And see, I know that everything happens for a reason. Every person you meet, every conversation that you have, every single experience, good, bad, or ugly, you and I are supposed to have it. But it's in those moments that we make the choice as to go through it or grow through it.
Yes.
Go through it or grow through it. What are you going to do? Right. Well, how do you do that? How do you leave here knowing that you're not going to open the gap back up, knowing that you're going to go to the next place, knowing that this is what you were born to do? Listen to the whispers. They're there all the time. Listen to the whispers. The first whisper is easy because it's exciting and it's new and it's fresh. But then the whispers get more difficult and scary. Yeah, because you're going to do things that you don't know yet. And there's always going to be something that's unknown. Don't be afraid. Feel the fear and do it anyway.
All right.
Woo! Do you want to know why, though? Because your greatness is waiting. That's why. And your greatness isn't waiting next month, and it ain't waiting at the next salon meeting until or when your greatness is sitting in front of you right now. All you gotta do is pick it up. So all you gotta do is reach down and pick it up. Yeah. In order to do that, you got to get rid of some stuff in your life.
Yes.
You can't go back to anything that is a blessing blocker or anyone that's a happy hijacker. Bye, Felicia.
My God. Bye,
Because we love what we do.
Yes.
We love it. It doesn't even feel like work. We love it. Don't let anybody take that away from you. Somebody in here might need to break up. Well, now listen, I offer a complimentary service every time I speak. So if you're the one in the room that needs to break up, boo-boo, I'll do it for you.
Okay.
We'll Skype him. It's gonna look like this. Hi, Susie's not coming home tonight. No. I am. Watch this. Who's in love? All right, who's married? Right, you're in love. Every time.
That's what's up. I like
And
that.
all the wives go, ah, if your husband only knew. You married your husband. Your soulmates are in this room. You married your husband. Your soulmates are in this room.
Amen.
You see a ring on this finger? No, who the hell would marry this? But I'll tell you, I spent a really long time looking for like the one. I test drove a lot of them. And then one day I just realized that there wasn't one for me. That there's thousands of you. Yeah.
All right.
When you and I get together, we're literally, our souls are sewn together with a common bond that outside people will never get. Your husband, he thinks you and I go play beauty shop with our friends all day. That's what he thinks we do. Yeah, suck it. That's One time at dating camp, I may or may not have dated someone that enjoys golf. I hate the golf. It's the stupidest sport I ever saw in my whole life. The men out there all day, all long, playing with their little sticks and balls all day long. It's ridiculous. Right? But like, the reason why they're never gonna get it is because bad things happen in the real like salon world that they'll never understand.
Right.
Like for instance, when you and I went to beauty school, there are one day they ain't never told us about. Nobody's talking about it. It's like a secret thing. Because if they told us about it, you and I wouldn't be here. Ain't nobody talking about prom day. Yeah, right, so he's like, kill yourself. That's the worst day ever. I don't know about you, but my alarm clock goes off and I wake up like a pissed cat. Yeah, you don't listen to the radio on the way to the salon. It's too much. And then you like go to Starbucks and get 19 lattes and 47 Red Bulls because that's all you're gonna eat all day. And when you walk in, you look at the front desk like, suck it, they're all coming with wet hair because you didn't tell them. Like they already have a bullseye right in their face. And there's always one weirdo girl at the salon that like gets there like 2 hours early having like a complete like stroke. And she like lays out her towel and all of her brushes are like clean and these are my Bobby pins. And she just sits there and like waits like, I don't have children either because no one's giving me a baby. Because you have to feed it and water it and it's got to go to school. I'm not doing any of that. And besides, I've had like 25 years of birth control because you know what happens on prom day? There's like 9 million teenagers laying on like cats all over the place. That's not okay. Yeah, about middle of the day though, Princess Jaime is gonna roll up. Yeah, with her Pinterest spread. I got a place for Pinterest. Now listen, halfway through the day, you're gonna start looking at each other. You're gonna see light at the end of the tunnel. There's no light. None of the day. It's dark. Only dark. And you're gonna get that like horrible Taylor Swift bun, you know, up but down, loose but tight, short but long. I'm bipolar that day too. I don't really want up and down. It's a dance. Listen, Princess Jaime Blueberry isn't the problem. The queen is. Her mother.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Right. How do they get on our mats? How do they even get back there? Like, why are they in our area? I wonder, like, on prom day, give every mom a collar and every stylist a zapper. You come back on my mat and I'm just going to go, hey, zit, and you're just going right back on. She's not coming back with any good news. She didn't come back and look at you weird like this. Is that what we decided? Yeah, exactly. During the 5 try runs for the dance, you freak, it's exactly what we decided. But the worst thing about it that like all your non-salon friends and like your husband and Mr. Golf don't understand is like the physical turmoil of that day. Because your body changes. Oh yeah, I got a mohawk right now, but on prom day, all this is up. I got tri-hawk. I got one here, one there. This gets stuck up now. And after a while, like your nose shuts up because the hairspray has pollen in it.
Yes, ma'am.
It's horrible. You're like covered in it, and you're just angry. You just look like. And then like at 7 o'clock at night, there me and you are. All the lights are off. All the hairdressers in the basement rocking each other. All right, all right. When's homecoming for all? But here's what I never understand. That we operate a vehicle. And we drive. And on that day, you get in the driveway and you don't even know how the hell you got there. You don't remember anything. Then you lift yourself home. Oh, and by the way, watch where you put your hands. Because wherever you put them, that's where they stay. All the way home. And all the way home, there's no music, because again, that's too much. And you just sit there on the way home like this. And then you get in your driveway and you don't go in. No, because he's in there. Yes, he is. Mr. Golf is in there, and he's been drinking all day with his friends, and you and I went to hair war. Yeah, he's going to ask you one question. How was your day? You're going to say this. That's how my day was. Right. And if you marry Mr. Wonderful, he's going to ask you once for dinner. And you are filet de la you. That's what's up. They're never going to get it. Your non-salon friends don't even like your friends because you're weird now, especially you people. You took it to a whole nother level of weirdness. I fit right in here. I feel like I've been like I'm the unicorn man. Here's the thing that's a game changer for you and I, though, is leaving those people outside.
Yep.
Don't bring them here. Don't take them to the salon. Don't let negative things creep into your happy place. Just get rid of it. Life is short. You all right, girl? Unleash you something, girl. Unleash.
You don't really want to say that.
Here's what I'll tell you. I don't work for a brand. I'm like the brandless wonder. I like kind of float around and hang out with all the brands. But here's the cool thing about that is I have a very diverse perspective of how different and unique each brand is. So I've been able to hang out with other people, not you. And here's what I want to tell you. I'm from Southeast Detroit, so I always tell the truth. It's always a little real, a little raw, and very relevant. And what I want you to know from somebody from the outside is that you are in such a unique place right now as a team and as a brand and as a company. Because right now, this is very present here. When you walk into your offices and when I was floating around into the classrooms, everybody had equal value. It was as if you were all standing next to each other and no one was standing in front and no one was standing behind. And as you grow, right, you have to watch that so that some of you don't leave others behind. Because there's enough room up here for all of you.
Yeah.
And the other thing that you need to know is that I don't always do these. Sometimes I choose to pass. And the reason why I came here today is because of who your mentor and leader is. And I think that it's important that you hear from me what it was like when I first heard him speak. Because I can be pretty critical because I do it. You know, and in some ways like, you walking the walk, man, or you just up here talking? And you know, your leader and your mentor and your coach was instantly inspiring to us. And when we were asked to be a part of this, it was actually one of the most exciting, humbling requests that I've ever had. And then when I came here, after hearing him, then meeting all of you, you guys, you have something really amazing right now. It's like magic. It's like real and true and creative and wonderful. And so as you move forward and you grow, you must never forget that ain't nobody better than anybody else in here. Ain't nobody the better colorist, ain't nobody cooler. By the way, cool's out. It's not trending for 2016. Yeah, it's just not. See, once you realize that it's not about that, it's not about the title, it's not about the roar of the crowd, that it's really about you spilling your light onto someone else, it comes from a different place. See, when you and I are teaching around the box, it's gotta be like Iggy, like, yeah, woo! But backstage, it's gotta come from here.
Yes.
Backstage gotta come from here. So why sometimes does it get a little creepy? Because you start worrying about this, you start doubting your self-worth. Self-worth is a funny thing. It brings out bad stuff when you start doubting your self-worth. See, when you start doubting that you're just perfect just the way you are, you start trying to figure out who you were supposed to be, and then this thing shows up called your ego. And it starts making decisions in your life because you need more things and more stuff, or whatever measurement you're using. Once you let go of your ego and you realize that you're no better than anyone else, and everyone's the same on the inside, that's when your greatness arrives.
Yes.
That's when you really see it, taste it, feel it, and do it. Not when you like trying to be cool. It's not. Everybody's got equal value. It takes a village to put on an event. It takes a village for one of you guys to do an in-salon or a store class. It takes a village, and you're all working together. Maybe you don't see each other all the time, but believe me, all y'all pulling. Everybody is. Now, to the outside world, guys, you gotta look like ducks. Yeah, the ducks. You gotta get woodsy. You gotta get like the ducks, because when you see a school of ducks, they're all just gliding, like, yeah. Underneath, it looks like this. Go, man, go. Now, some of you might have like a weirdo life, right? Like maybe like your home life isn't so great. I mean, I don't know. I'm from Detroit. It wasn't awesome. I mean, it wasn't like here. You know, 8 Mile isn't as cool as the movie. But here's the thing I know. Now that self-worth lives somewhere very, very deep inside you and inside me. And I think that we have a tendency to dilute that self-worth based upon what happens in our life, or what people say, or what people do. And you and I equate our self-worth to certain things that have no relevance to your worth. Yeah. So Lacey and I were coming up the stairs and I found this $20 bill. And I believe in the whole pay it forward thing, you know. Unless I needed it for like a martini, but I don't. So. You know, but somebody's probably flying out. You might want to have a martini in the airport on your way home. Or maybe somebody would like to take a gas or whatever. So I'm just going to give this $20 away. Does anybody want it? You want $20? It's free. Yeah, you do. Cool. What's your name? What is it? Of course it is. Just Jen. Chardonnay. All right, Chardonnay. This is a real $20 bill, and I'm going to give it to you. But I want you guys to pay attention to this. Watch, Chardonnay. Watch your TJ. It was a perfectly fine $20 bill, and I just crumpled it up into a ball and threw it on the floor. You still want it? Well, yeah, it's still worth $20, right? Yeah. It's a little flat now. You still want it? Because I stomped it into the ground. I like demolished it. You still want it? Yeah, it's still worth $20, right? I spit on it. You still want it? Yep, still want it. It's got a little tear in it. I tore it up. You still want it? Yes. Life is going to put you in situations and make you feel like you're laying on the bathroom floor. You're going to be crumpled up sometimes. There might be somebody that just stomps on you and doesn't care and doesn't get it. There may be people that talk horrible about you, that don't respect you, that don't love you, that don't get you. But your self-worth never changes. No matter what somebody says about you, does to you, no matter what, you are still perfect just the way you are, and you are still worthy. Your self-worth never changes. There's my DNA. You're welcome. Surround yourself with greatness. Surround yourself with greatness. You're doing it right now. You're literally doing it right now at this moment. Surround yourself with greatness. Surround yourself with people that are smarter than you, that love better than you, that are nicer than you. Anybody that does something that's on a greater level than you, hang out with that person and hope it spills on you and you catch some. Remember that every time you come here, that you're surrounding yourself with your greatness. That every person in this room will accept you unconditionally for the freak that you are. When you do this, right, together, you become stronger as one.
Yes.
And see, as a company and a team and as a family at Pravana, together, you'll always be stronger as one. Always, side by side, walking through the darkness of the night. Just do it together. And when you do it together, choose to have fun. Because it is a choice. And even when you're faced with horrible things, you can find something to smile about. You see, because no matter how bad your real life might be today, there's two things I want you to know. If your real life at home sucks, just remember this. It's one page of your whole life. It is literally one page of the story of your entire life. So if you don't like the page you're on, turn the page.
Yes.
You're the designer of your destiny. You're the secret. Every answer that you're looking for in your life right now, that you're searching for right now, every answer inside your soul that you're searching for, all those answers, they in this room today. They're here right now. But get it straight, those answers aren't inside me. They're living right inside you. And they have been the entire time. They have been the entire time. So reach in to your greatness. Reach into what your passion and your purpose is. Because you weren't born to be average, and ain't nobody up in here supposed to be beige. Bridge the gaps. Don't ever let there be gaps. Make sure that when you have a gap that you do what it takes to bridge it. And what I mean by that is the behaviors it takes to bridge the gap. And as you grow as a company, there will be people who have been here for a very long time, and then there'll be a boo bear that it's like her first day. And then there'll be a gap between like the mentors and leaders and the boo bear. Right? Who's been with the company 5 years or longer? Okay, raise your hand. If you've been with the company 5 years or longer, I want you to stand up and go against that wall. Even the pool people. 5 years or longer against this wall with Pravana. 5 years or less, I would like you against this wall over here. 5 years or longer on this side. 5 years or less on this side. Everybody has to play. 5 years or less. 5 years or less. 5 years or longer. Guys, 5 years or less or 5 years or longer.
That we are fighting.
So, do you see the...
We were talking about this yesterday, but we are fighting. Right?
Raise your hand. You have gaps. You have gaps in your salon with the people who have been there longer and the newbies. And the newbies are all entitled. And these guys are old and boring. See, we can't have these gaps. So you and I are going to close the gap right now for Pravana. And when we do this, as you grow, you can never let this gap open. You have to stay together as one. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm getting out of it. Oh, yeah. All right, so here's your mentors, leaders, and coaches. Here's the boo bears. Now listen, on the count, when I say ready, set, go, boo bears, you're going to run across the room, and you're just going to latch on to one of those guys. All right? Now, when you latch on to them, I want you to ask them one question. So you'll have to have a few, so enjoy that. I want you to ask them one question. How did you get where you are with Pravana today? How did you do it? How did you do it? What was it like when you first started? And how did you guys get to where it is today? And then you're going to ask them a question. What's the one thing that you want to be with Pravana, and how can I help you get there? You got it? You're going to have like 30 seconds, and it's going to be like Vikings in here. All right, so you see the mentors. All right. Boo Bears, are you ready? Yeah! Mentors, are you ready? You're going to hear me at one point start counting down from 10 to 0. At 0, you high five, you hug, you say thanks for that, and back to your seats. Got it? Yeah. On your mark. Get set. Go get him. Go get him.
Talk about the journey. Wow.
Who met somebody new? Who had a new conversation? Who learned something new? Right, and nobody died. See, this is the culture of your company. This is what I'm interested in. I'm not interested in the color that you do on the outside. I'm interested in the color that you live on the inside.
That's it. That's it.
Because what you and I do as educators, as artists, as inspirers, we don't do hair. What you and I do has nothing to do with hair and everything to do with heart. That's what you have to tap into. You cannot do this if you don't love it. And some days it's going to be harder to love it than others. On the days that you hate it the most, love it the most. When somebody in your life deserves it the least and needs it the most, put your arms around them. Because that's when it's the most important, is to hug people when they deserve it the least, but they need it the most. See, we need more of that in the world. And you and I have this innate power inside us, this amazing fire that lives inside. It's our passion. And when we utilize it properly, it's like magic. But it's like a fire. Get it straight. It is literally like a fire. And when it's out of control, it's like a fire. Yeah. And so when you build your passion, I want you to think about building a fire. So about 4 years ago, I moved from the city to the woods in northern Michigan. It's very woodsy there. I'm like Malsey. I'm not woodsy. Right. Yeah, I'm Malsey. I'm so Malsey. Be flexible. Look for things that are interesting and difficult. Get uncomfortable. Think outside the circle, box, square, and octagon. Look outside all the shapes. But get it straight. You also have to believe in things that are impossible. Yeah, you do. You have to actually believe in things that are impossible. See, one of the things that I know as an athlete, and that's been a really great tool for me for what I do today, is have been playing sports since I was 3. I dribbled a basketball when I was 3. And so I've always had a team, and I've always had coaches, and I think that it's really important that you believe in things when you've never even seen them happen. For instance, there's lots of times where we would do a play over and over and over again at practice, like the whole season, and it never worked, not one time. But yet the entire team, we believed wholeheartedly that in the game, when we really needed it, we'd pull it out. See, nothing's impossible. Nothing's impossible. Something is only impossible until somebody proves that it's actually possible. So when you see things that say this on there, break it up, because that's not at all what I see. When I look at that word, I see this now.
Yes.
And so should all of you.
Yes.
You're going to leave here and you go back to the common people after this. You go back to Mr. Golf, and you go back to your salon, and back to your real life where there's no unicorns and fairies. Right, there's the idea. What's your name? Silver Fairy? What did you just say? Say it.
I said there's always fairies in my world.
When things get boring and things get tough, when you go home, when it's not so much fun anymore, when it's not like this, when it seems a little average, know this: nothing's ever average or ordinary. It's always extraordinary. You have the power to make it extraordinary because of who you are. When you leave here, just do one thing. If you just do one thing when you leave here, and nothing else, live your purpose. Live your purpose. Whatever it is for you, whatever that whisper is telling you, do it. Have no fear. For when you live your purpose, you will leave a legacy for every life you touch. Never give up. Never think that you can't or you won't. Because yes, you can, and yes, you will. Because I'm just a college dropout from Southeast Detroit, and I'm the most sought-after motivational speaker in the beauty industry today. This will change your whole life, man, if you just do this. It's easy to do it here because you're amongst like-minded people. But when you leave here, remember this. You were born for one purpose. There's only one of you. There will never be another. There will never be anyone else like you. So when you leave here, tap in, full boogie, live the full unedited version of you. Because that is your gift. You were born to be a gift in other people's lives. And so when you leave here, keep that passion right where it needs to be. Be kind and humble and love what you do. Because if you love what you do, you'll never work a day of your life. Thank you so much, man. Lacey, can you stand up? Say hi to Lacey in the back. Hi, Lacey! Lacey is my best friend and my business partner, and we own a salon in Traverse City, Michigan called Lux Lab Salon Suite. And if you are ever happen to be in the woods, we always invite all of our friends from the industry. If you're ever in the woods, just call us, tell us where you met us, and then we invite you to come in and have a complimentary shampoo treatment and blowout with us, just so we can treat you while you're in town. Also, you can visit my website, which is www.jenplanck.com, and you can kind of see what we're up to and what we're doing in our neck of the woods. On Facebook, I can't have any more friends anymore, which I didn't know that was possible. But I do have a fan page today. It's the Jen Planck fan page, and you can follow pretty much everything that I do on there, which shows we're going to be at. And the other one is the Hair Mafia. Has anybody ever heard of the Hair Mafia? Mm-hmm. Right, okay, cool. So I'm the godmother of the Hair Mafia. And what the Hair Mafia stands for, I think some people, when it came out of the movement, everyone thought it was about being cool, but it's actually not about that at all. So as the godmother of the Hair Mafia, if you ever find yourself wearing our brand or walking that walk, I just very kindly, humbly ask you to make sure that your behavior is consistent for what that stands for. Mm-hmm. And what the Hair Mafia movement stands for is salon professionals, artists, me and you, choosing to do the right thing just because it's the right thing to do.
Right.
So that's what it stands for. So you can be friends with us forever now. Here's the other thing. If you and I ever see each other at a show or a class, please, walk right up to us, because I feel like when we leave here that you and I will have a common bond now. This has been an absolute pleasure to be here. I feel very connected with the love and energy in this room. So please, when we're out in public, let's make sure that we don't ever walk by each other without a hug and a hello. So thanks again for having me.
Weekend came out. I think everybody did a great job. We're We're super impressed with the team that's in the room now. Hopefully you walk away inspired and excited about the choice you've made to join the family of Pravana and what your beautiful futures hold with our company, professionally, personally, the whole deal. We're all going to be outside to take pictures with you. Jen will be out there. Steve Goddard will be out there. Don't maul him, please. I know it's really hard to do, and he really does like hugs, but let's take turns. Anyways, I want to just thank you guys for believing in what we believe in, for every day going out there and being passionate about the story you're telling with Pravana. And it's incredibly a proud moment for all of us to see you develop and grow as artists, and we're just going to continue to back you guys, and that's exactly what we're here for. So have a great night.